DStar8NT.
This is G4IWO with Pennine Ham. The digital net will be commencing in just under a minute's time at 19:30, 7:30 p.m, 18:30 Zulu. See you shortly.
CQ, this is Mike Zero, Alpha Uniform Golf, from my home station on the far coast in West Lancashire, calling all members and friends of Pennine Ham for the weekly digital net, and quite a few people on already, and before we go down the list, I noticed that Jim G4JVA is connected. Jim, just let me know if you're coming onto the net this evening, or are you staying on YouTube? If I don't hear anything from you, I'll assume it's YouTube. G4JVA in the group, M0AUG. Nothing is from Jim, but I'm assuming he's going to be on the YouTube channel, and Nick will be able to confirm later on. Okay then, you're on next, and Nick, G4IWO in the group, M0AUG. Good evening.
M0AUG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thank you very much, Jeff. Good evening to you, and to those that have joined us on the net, and those that are joining us on YouTube. Not sure yet who's joined us on YouTube, but I'm sure, as in previous weeks, you will come on the channel and just indicate who you are there. Pleased to be here today, although the WX here has been pretty dire on and off. We've had very heavy rain on and off all day long. It's never really got above about 7.5 degrees most of the daytime period up here, and it's only just below that now, so it's been pretty poor weather, although I think we are due some improvement in the weather in the coming few days, certainly next week, and a nice high pressure building up over Europe, and the possibility of some DX on VHF, of course, that Ken and others are looking forward to, as well as the possibility of some sporadic E coming up at some stage over the coming weeks and months as we go into the summer period on 6 meters. So back to you, Jeff, and just to say very quickly that last night's meeting I thought was very enjoyable, very relaxed indeed, and it was lovely to have a couple of volunteers to try out both French and Spanish, one of whom of course will be on the net this evening. So thank you everyone that took part last night and enjoyed it, and of course for those that weren't able to make it, I'm sure you'll enjoy catching up on the video. Back to you, Jeff. M0AG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, fine and that, Nick, and as you know, I wasn't able to join in last night, but I'm looking forward to maybe on Sunday having a look through the recording on the YouTube channel. And there we are. Very interesting that Jeff and Ken could focus on for us. So, I'm just looking down the list because Frank from Kiel was on earlier on, but he seems to have dropped out, so we'll leave Frank for now. G8KJJ in the group, M0AUG. Good evening, Lou.
M0AUG and the group G8KJJ. Yes, very good evening, Jeff, and good evening to everyone else on the net, and those listening also. The WX in Nottingham, I think it's a little bit better than Nick's. Mostly dry, some showers, light winds, but cool, about 12 degrees Celsius at best. We did have a hailstorm, which was quite vicious. but that didn't last long, and that was quite fortunate. Radio has taken a back seat again this week. Domestic activities have left little time for hobby interests. On top of that, my better half's not been well, and I've had to take up a bit of the slack. One thing I have done since the last meeting is to start the construction of a turnstile antenna for 70 centimetres. Having mentioned that last week, I felt that it would be interesting to compare the turnstile with the Moxon and the HB9CV. But more on that on the next over. So back to you, Jeff. M0AUG and the group G8KJJ.
G8KJJ and the group M0AUG setting. Yeah. Sorry to hear that the XYL isn't up to scratch at the moment now, Lou. And please give our best wishes from the group as well. And otherwise, up here at the moment, I'm sitting looking out of the window of my study at an absolutely clear blue sky, very little breeze. Totally different from what it's been like for most of the day. Periods of heavy rain, lashing against the windows, and all the other bits and pieces. Total contrast. But that's what we are at the moment. So I look forward to hearing this in the news next time around there, Lou. Over to you there, Bob. November 4 X-Rail for Tango Group, M0AUG. Good evening, Bob. Or good afternoon, Bob. Hope you're well. M0AUG with your group, November 4 X-Ray Alpha Tango. Good afternoon, good evening to everyone on the net this evening. I enjoyed last night's get together. It's great to get on, and almost every net that I get on like that, I learn something. And I can't tell you exactly what I learned last night, but maybe a few new French words, or possibly even Spanish words. I still have not been back on the radio, and hopefully, let's see, today would be the 18th day that I'm on antibiotics, so I have 2 more days to go, and I'm hoping that after that I get enough release to where at least I get the antenna up and maybe do FT8 if nothing else. This morning I spent listening to music, and I like all kinds of music. I go from the oldies and goodies from the 50s and 60s, of course, to Andre Rieu, and also I love sea shanties. And this morning I spent the whole morning listening to sea shanties from the group in Oldenburg, which was very interesting. Of course, I thought of Micah and Adriana as I was listening to them. But really, I have nothing to report radio-wise this go around. So back to you. Excuse me. Back to you, Jeff. M0AUG N4XAT. And 4XAT in the group M0AUG. Yes, fine and all that, and it's sometimes good to just sit down and listen to some good music, isn't it? And I hope you enjoy what you've been doing instead of playing off the time on the radio there. So good evening also to people on the YouTube channel. Hope you're enjoying the net so far, and we'll continue on down the list. And over to Laura and Julie now, and to Mike and Adriana. DL1 BJW with DL8 BDC in the group, M0AUG, and Bob was talking about Oldenburg there. Over to you, Mike.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. Very good evening, very good afternoon to all people listening there, all members and friends of Pennine Ham. And actually, I'm not quite on the update regarding sea shanties from Oldenburg. There has to be a group of, I think, seamen or sailors now in their time after work who are practicing this, but actually I'm not aware of this. I have to dig into the internet to get more news about it, but it seems very interesting. Yesterday's Zoom meeting was very, very good, excellent, really. Very big thanks to Jeff on 8 November Tango and Ken for their trouble. And it was fun to be part of it, and very interesting to listen to that. We loaded down the text which Nick put on the WhatsApp group, and so it's for further use, HI. It was very good, and the meeting and the talk afterwards was also very, very nice and very interesting. Lou sparked the idea about satellites or working satellites in myself. And I've been trying my luck with satellites in the past week, especially the SSB satellites, but unfortunately, without any luck. Of course, I was trying with indoor antennas, I have to admit, because I until now lack outdoor antennas for VHF and UHF, something to look into for the future. But I could hear transmissions from, I think it was Alpha Oscar 73, if I'm correct, on SSB, but I couldn't work him, I would nevertheless read him. And the other satellites I tried, no success there. But I'm very interested in what Lou just mentioned about the turnstile antenna and the HB9CV antenna. That could be something to try out here, and I'm looking forward to getting more information about that. So far from my side, passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Very good evening to all of you. This is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yesterday's talk was amazing. It was quite interesting to be able to learn some phrases in French and Spanish. And it's good to have a PDF file for further use. So we report what our experiences with this will be on the radio. And Bob, it's very good to see you on the Zoom meeting yesterday and today on the digital net. And I very much hope that your health will be much better soon. The weather conditions here in northern Germany are quite similar to what Nick mentioned this morning. There had been about 7.5 degrees centigrade at the coast. We have made a short trip to the coast, which is about 40 kilometers away from here. And there were 7.5 degrees here in Oldenburg, about 10 degrees centigrade, and it was quite interesting. There were several rain showers during all over the day here at Oldenburg, about 40 kilometers north near the sea. The weather turned out to be a little bit better, and it was not sunshine, but it was quite dry. So let's hope for the best for the next days. The weather forecast tells us that it will be a little bit better. So let's hope for the best. So with this information, I have the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group.
BBC with the L1 BJW in the group, M0AG returning. Yes, fine, thank you for that, both of you. Yeah, I think as far as downloading the PDF files, but unfortunately I wasn't able to join the meeting last night, but I'll catch up with it on YouTube, I'm sure. And I'm glad it turned out to be the success it deserves to be. And finally, the information from Oldenburg there. So the conditions aren't too different from what we've got over here at the moment, and we just hope it improves. Yeah. Right, who's next on the list there? So I'm just going to see if there's anybody wanting to come in who's actually connected via the serial repeater. So if there's anybody connected by GB7HX and wants to join the net, please come in now. Nothing via GB7HX, but thanks to Malcolm for putting the facility on. If you want to stream there, thanks again. Okay, over to you then, Martin. G4WJX in the group. M0AUG, good evening. M0AUG in the group, G4WJX. Good evening to everybody. Most of my activity, well, almost everything activity-wise from me has been on satellites, still experimenting with this homemade egg beater aerial, which will be coming down shortly. I've been taking pictures from the ISS, which was nice. Got a set of 12 pictures from them, all received quite well on 70 centimeters. Done a bit of DX on RS-44, worked across to central Canada, V6 on RS-44. So that's the second time I've worked that station, so quite nice. And even caught Jeff ON8 NT on FT4, and then we had a bit of a chat afterwards on email, which was very, very nice. Missed the meeting last night. I've been struggling a bit some evenings. I've only just caught up on the previous one with the aerials, which was absolutely fantastic. So yes, I'm looking forward to doing a bit more on satellites over the next few days, because the Arctic Sat satellite is about to fall back to Earth, so they're going to be sending some pictures from that over the weekend. So I'm going to have a look, see if I can catch them before it drops back into the atmosphere. Back to you then, Jeff. From G4WJX. G4WJX in the group M0AUG. Yes, well, Martin, thanks for your contribution so far. Yeah, I actually missed the evening last night, but I'm hoping to catch up with it on the YouTube channel. Over to you there, Jeff. Oscar November 8 November Tango in the group. M0AUG, good evening.
M0AUG, the group over 8 November Tango, very good evening or very good day wherever you are. And also greetings to everyone on YouTube. Well, 10 degrees, rain, wind, thunder and lightning, you know, everything. And even the coming days, tomorrow will be the same, but we will go into higher temperatures next week, I think. So that will be nice. Yeah, the highlight for me this week was working Martin Golf for Whiskey Juliet X-ray on RS-44, the satellite. Just like Martin mentioned, that was a real nice thing. I think it's always better, or for me personally, I more enjoy working people that I know than working the big DXHI. So I really enjoy that. And I have been quite active on satellite, both on RS-44 and on JO-97, but at FT4, because I think my antenna situation is, too limited to have single sideband QSOs. So I'm just using my vertical antenna and no preamplifiers whatsoever. So just, barefoot, so to say. And congratulations there, Mike, on trying. That's really a good result with an indoor antenna. That's absolutely a good result. By the way, I tried that program, Martin, Skyroof, and it's a beautiful program. It works very, very good. But I haven't managed to link it to my transceiver, to my 9700 up to now. So this is something that I have to look into further, I think. There are two options. I tried the first option, which didn't work that well. Maybe I'm doing wrong things, but in the coming days I will try the other option, which is with wrist control and ham lip. So really, really very nice program and free, so that's good. Also, Lou, congratulations there, Turnstile. I'm curious to see how that works because that's quite a simple antenna to make, I think. So this is really something to learn more. And Bob, I wish you the best for your health, by the way. And on the shanty choirs, well, we do have one where I lived in Blankenberg near the sea. We do have a shanty choir, and I just discovered that they have a whole set of YouTube films, and I will send that to you so you can probably enjoy it. It's not only in the Dutch language. I think they are singing English songs and French songs and German songs and so on and so on. So that's all for now. More on the next over. Mike Zero, AUG, the group call in 8 November Tango.
Right, I'm the Tango in the group M0 AUG today. Yes, thanks for that, Jeff, and thanks as usual for your contribution. Talking of contributions, my latest edition of PW arrived today, and you obviously got plenty of mentions in there as well. And, I don't know how you find the time to do all this, Jeff, really. But the hobby and everything is very, very appreciative for what you put back into it, and thanks again. Over to Keith Waters now, GM4JKZ Group, M0AUG. Good evening, Keith.
M0AUG in the group, GM4JKZ. Yes, good evening, Jeff, one and all. Quick fly visit tonight. I'm in the middle of trying to pull carts and underlay and grippers up to whiz them up to the recycling centre tomorrow. I'm late on parade because I've just finished washing brushes. I've been sanding and painting all day to try and get the hall sorted out before the other half comes home. So once the carpet's up, it's flooring to go down, so that'll be fun. Anyway, radio-wise, did work the contest at the weekend, the Volta, and worked 103 contacts, which was pretty good. And I was staggered at the scoring system because my score is 2,500,428, and Jim, his score was 4,360,200 with 140 odd contacts, I think he had. I'm not sure if he's on tonight. I see he's in the list, but I thought he was at his club tonight, the engineering club. So, yeah, it was interesting weekend, on and off, in between doing jobs and looking after animals. So that's really all the radio I've done in the last week. Last night, I found that quite fascinating, but yeah, I'm leaning towards French rather than Spanish, probably because I did French at school years ago, I hasten to add. So thanks to Jeff and Ken for doing that one. It was really good, and I must be less shy, I think, next time round. He says. Temperature up here, 8 degrees. We've had rain this afternoon. We've had some sun, and I've just finished washing brushes out. I'm going to go and make myself something to eat, and as I say, back to ripping carpets and such like up. So, if you don't mind, I'll make this my one and only tonight, and because I need to get that lot up and bundled and ready to go in the car tomorrow. Hopefully, before someone comes home, I think he's coming home on Sunday. Hopefully, I can get all the flooring sorted out. So there we go. M0AUG with the group from GM4JKZ, and good to see you last night, Bob.
M0. M.
Sounds like your fault on as well, so no problem at all. We won't call you for the rest of the net, and hope to catch up with you again next week. And my laptop's just died on me, so I'll just see why that's happened. But I'm obviously on connected direct into the router, so that shouldn't cause a problem. And I hope everybody's hearing me okay at the moment. So, I did call you a bit earlier on, Keith, and he didn't respond, so I assumed he was either logged in, gone to his other meeting, or watching us on the YouTube channel. Right, so back to the top of the list as we are now. G4IW in the group, M0AEG.
M0AEG in the group from G4IW. Oh, yeah, thank you very much, Jeff, and good evening to all of those on the net. And Keith, if you're still there, good to hear you on briefly this evening. Yeah, it's radio-wise, it's been a rather quiet week for me as well. Lots of other activities taking place, but I've been on for an hour or so over 3 evenings on 40 metres and 20 metres CW. I would say the conditions were not fantastic, perfectly okay, but not the really good conditions that we have been having. But I did have a number of reasonably long chats with some UK stations on CW and have sent and received EQSL cards from them, which I just mentioned because we've just had back today, very quickly indeed, from Gennady UX5UO in Ukraine, the Club QSL cards. So we'll be able to take a big batch down to the Hamfest in September and post them there at the National Hamfest, as some people may have done in the past. But we'll also have a chat at the club offices about sending QSL cards directly to members of ours that we have worked on the air without any cost. I think it's perfectly reasonable use of our club money to pay for postage to send out club QSL cards. And the QSL cards from club members that I've received, I've got pride of place here in the shack, fairly close to my operating position. What I've quite enjoyed actually on QRZ.com, I use QRZ nowadays for my logging, and obviously pay the extra money to them so I can download files from QRZ. I find it very, very helpful because it doesn't matter what device I've got in front of me, I can access my logbook, and of course I'm using QRZ anyway when I make a contact to see who it is I'm talking to and see what they've posted, which is sometimes extremely interesting. But also you can upload directly from QRZ to Logbook of the World. But there's a new feature now where you can integrate the EQSL card from DigiQSL into QRZ very simply, just downloading an app and then clicking the button to bring up the extension for DigiQSL integration. And it works extremely well, and it means that you can very simply create your own QSL card with your own photograph and text on it, and it will automatically populate that when you send the button to send a QSL directly after a contact, and it goes directly off by email. And I had a nice reply from one of the UK amateurs, Michael, GM4RMV, who had struggled to send one back to me after a fairly long chat we had the day. He's down in Worcester. But on the second attempt, got one across to me. So he said he hadn't made much use of it, and I mentioned it to him, and he was going to have a look at doing the same thing as me, I think. And to Bob and to Mike in Oldenburg, I've looked up the Shanty Choir of Oldenburg and some of their songs, and they definitely do exist, Mike, and Bob, you will probably listen to them on Apple Music or on the YouTube, where they seem to have some material on there as well, which is good. And can also say good evening to 2 people that have come onto YouTube to introduce themselves. One is Barry M3TLJ, Tango Lima Juliet in Leicester. Barry is active on HF and VHF and has joined us listening on the net. So good evening to you, Barry, and a good evening, of course, to a regular visitor on YouTube, Andy 2E0REE. So back to you, Jeff. M0, AEG in the group, G4IWO.
G4IWO Group M0 AUG returning, and thanks for the update on the new listeners on the YouTube channel. Very welcome to join us either on the YouTube channel or maybe sometimes in the future come on to the net as well. And yeah, it sounds like it was an interesting evening last night, but it was just unfortunate I couldn't move things around to be able to be there, Nick. But I've got all the downloads that you sent out earlier, looked at some of those, and I'm obviously hoping to catch up with him, maybe not this weekend because I've got other things on, but during next week I might try and catch up on that as well. So sounds like a good evening anyway. Hello, see you there, Lou. JKJJ in the group, M0AG.
M0UG in the group, GAKJJ. Yeah, some very interesting points. First of all, welcome back, Bob. I think he came in last week, but it's a pleasure to hear him on again. And Mike, it's great that you're trying satellites with indoor antennas. I think you probably know that I have workstations with an indoor quarter wave ground plane, and that's on 70 centimeters, but it's been an outdoor HB9CV, which I've used for transmit, and that works reasonably well. But I think I used it on FT4, and I think that some of the stations that called me, I wasn't hearing. So it does have its limitations, but I was hoping that an improvement in with a turnstile that would bring in the stations a bit better. The antenna array I use in the garden is great. That works very well, and I'm using, as you probably know, the 5-element 77 Yagi and what's the 2-meter antenna? The 2-meter antenna is a Moxon, and that works reasonably well. Well, it works very well, and I've been very pleased with it. But the problem with it is that you've got to put it out, and you've got to take it in again. And so, if the weather's not suitable, then you're struggling a bit. So a bit more on that a bit later. Congratulations, Martin, on your SSTV and also working into central Canada. I haven't been on FT4 at all, and I haven't been on RS44 this week because of domestic situations. But yeah, and of course, I think RS44 has started becoming fairly early in the day, so if I don't get a move on, I shan't work any stations on that satellite. Jeff, yeah, RS44 JO97, congratulations on that. And of course, with vertical antennas, great. Most of the construction for the turnstile has been completed, but I'm now faced with making a quarter wave phasing harness for the dipoles. VHF and HF, this is not a problem with a VNA, but at UHF, crocodile clips just don't cut it. I'm using RG179 coax for the quarter wave harness, and to get the right length, the end will need to be soldered to an SMA connector, and this will be removed when the harness is completed. But I'll put more information on that next week. And finally, Keith, congratulations on your contest, 103 contacts. I don't think conditions are brilliant, so I think that's quite good. Anyway, back to you, Jeff. Owen, sorry, not Owen. M0AUG in the group, GAKJJ.
GAKJJ in the group, M0AUG returning. Yes, fine on that, Lou, and a nice resume as well. And I appreciate you can't always do things. And also, I certainly can't in the week that you intend to. And I'm not doubt you'll catch up with it, and hopefully your other half is okay. Over to you there, Bob. And 4X Alpha Tango in the group, M0AG. And 0AUG with the group number 4, X-Ray Alpha Tango. I don't believe that I gave the weather the last time. Today it's been partly sunny. I had predicted rain for the day, but it turned out this morning it was cloudy, but then it turned partly sunny for most of the afternoon. Temperature is 18 degrees, which is warm, but they expect it to get warmer the next couple of days. We do have wind gusts up to about 30 miles an hour, but it's a nice day here. And Jeff, in Belgium, yes, I have some Belgian shanty choir also. It's very popular in the northern Europe, and one of my favorites is Johnny Johnny, and I have Johnny Johnny from I think 5 different countries, and each one sounds a bit different, but that is one of my favorites, and I believe, and I could be wrong in the pronunciation. Is it Gothenburg? Gottingen, I think it is. They have a 2-hour presentation on, so I have heard that also. And yes, shanties are one of my favorites. I have to admit that. Hi. Let me see what else do I have here. I do have a photo. I have a photo from a ship that was at the Hamburg birthday last week, the 8th through the 10th. So I do have a photo. And back to you, Jet. And M0AUG and 4XAT. And 4XAT in the group M0AUG returning. Yes, smiling that, Bob, and just noted that you got a photograph coming later on. And I know you're having difficulties on the net this evening, and hope you soon recover on that. Over to you there, Martin Java. DL1 BJW with DL8BUT in the group. M0AUG. Over to you, Mike, please.
Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey. First of all, shame on me. I didn't know that the Chanty Choir Oldenburg exists, and I looked it up on the internet just now. It exists already for 50 years, since 1974, and I didn't know that. So they are very active, as I can see, and there are several shows there in the next month. Perhaps we can go to one of them and listen and watch for it. So thank you for this tip. As I said, shame on me, but now we know about it. It's okay. Yeah, thank you, Lou, for the information about your satellite antenna systems there. And very interesting indeed. I think I've got an old HP9CV 2-meter antenna somewhere. I could put that into use. And of course, I have to try it outside, not indoors. But as I said, I really could receive one of the SSB satellites indoors as well. So all hope is not wasted or lost. And we'll think further on these possibilities there. It's very interesting anyway. HF-wise, there was not so much to do this week because of other things which claimed my time. But I worked SSB in the contest last weekend with only 10 watts and an infrared half-wave vertical antenna this time. And I could have QSOs there with Asiatic Russia and once with the Azores, CU2HN, I think it was. And that was very nice. On CW, the situation was not so excellent here last week and last week. But nevertheless, I think 2 days ago, I tried my hand in it again with the horizontal infrared half wave, and 60 was from the IC7300. And finally, after much work, I worked 3 Bravo 8 Italy Delta X-ray from Mauritius, which is a new one for me. So very glad about that. But otherwise, I hope conditions will improve upcoming weekend and into the week following, so that I can do a little bit more. That would be fun. Okay, so far from my side, passing the microphone to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango for the group. Yes, very interesting, or what was said during the chat. And now I think it's just time to look for new antenna systems to be portable, perhaps on VHF, a little bit with satellite phasing and so on. Yes, and during the last week I can't report much radio-wise, but today I ordered a Faraday cloth, and we want to make some tests with this, with our vertical antenna, and try this out. But it's quite weird what you read if you order such things. The Faraday cloth, it's told on Amazon you can use it also to sew dresses, to be prevented from HF dangers, and so it's quite weird. But I don't want to sew a dress with it, but to make an antenna out of it. So let's see, let's hope for the best. So I hand the microphone back to M0 AUG for the group.
Select PGT with DL1 BJW with the group. M0 AUG returning. HP9CV. I remember that mic from a long, long time ago. I don't think I've still got it now, but it was an antenna that I used in the very, very early days when I got my Class B license. And a very, very good antenna, I found it. And yeah, it brought memories back there, Mike. So thank you for that. I will see you then, Martin. G4WJX in the group, M0 AUG.
Yeah, you in the group, G4WJX. Exactly the same, the HP9CV. That I used them in my G8 days back in the late 1970s and early 1980s before I got the G4. I do have a picture for later on. Jeff, getting Skyroof to work with the 7900, with the 9700. I use the program SkyCat D. It is downlinkable from the Skyroof front page. And it does all of the setting up of Skylib for you. Not Skylib, Hamlib. But I found there's one setting in the icon that needs to be completely the opposite to WSJTX, and it was something like echo back.
I think it was in CIV, and it has to be off for WSJTX, but it has to be on for Skyroof. So if you are struggling, that was the one setting I had to change. I'm pretty sure it's something called Echo Back. But SkyCat-D is great. But my satellite antenna that I showed you the picture of last week, you wouldn't know it, but it's held together by tape, basically. It's a real experimental antenna, and the person that built it for me is back from his holidays in France now, so this weekend I'm going to be taking it down and passing it to him to finalise the final version. I've been using FT4 to map where it's picking up on a polar diagram, and it's clear that there needs to be some modifications to the ground plane. So hopefully he's going to rebuild it, make it solid, and redo the ground plane, and then it'll be back up in a month, I think. I am going to be busy for the next 4 weeks on a Thursday night, so I'm going to be missing for about a month, but I'll join you. G4W Jackson Group M0AG. Just lost you for a minute there, Martin. I'm just trying to come back on again. I'm listening on YouTube to see. Am I back yet? Let's have a look. Yeah, I just noticed. I heard myself disappear on YouTube, so I suddenly heard it go quiet in my ear. I thought, I say something's happened, but hopefully I'm back with it now. But yes, QSL, people don't tend to confirm on QRZ on satellite. There's very few people that confirm by satellite, which is a shame, because I do like seeing those little gold stars come up on QRZ. I'm only on the free version of QRZ. What next? I think would have I covered? Oh yes, I looked up my satellite contacts. I've actually only been using satellites for 1 month and 2 days now, and I've made 75 SSB contacts, 41 FT4, and 13 FM. FM's madness. Everybody's charging into one channel. Absolute madness. It's chaotic. So I really do like SSB. Anyway, that's all for me for now. I'll be back with the picture on the next over, I think. Back to you, Jeff, from G4WJX. G4WJX in the group M0AG returning. Yes, finding that, Martin, and noted that you might be missing for the next 4 weeks. If your plans change, just drop me a line on the email, and we'll pick you up anyway on the group. And you did have some information there for Jeff. Oscar November 8, November Twin with the group. M0AUG.
M0AUG, the group moving 8 November Tango. First of all, a very good evening to Barry and Andy on YouTube. Nice to have you there on the net. And a little bit further reporting what I have done during the last week. I participated also in the Volta RITI contest. Only made 52 QSOs. I think it was hard working, really hard working. I made 2 in Latin America, 1 in the States, 1 in Asiatic Russia, and I think the Canary Islands also, and all the rest was Europe. So I really, really found it quite hard working. So that was the fault. I still have to drop in my log. I forgot about it actually. Okay, and I also had the PSS slow scan TV pictures. I really enjoyed that. I have a lot of good pictures this time, so that was a good success, I think. And I also have to ask my certificate for that. So that's another option that I have to do on the to-do list. And then I have been also playing a little bit, only listening to the Meteo scatter QSOs on 2 meters, which was amazing. I heard from Scotland to Croatia and Italy and, well, you name it. It's unbelievable on MSK 144 on on 2 meters with strong signals, very, very, very unbelievable. So I have to properly investigate a little bit more into that. Okay, so that's my activities. Then on DGQSL on QRZ, Nick, I have to look into that. Absolutely. I have to look into. I would like to do that because I'm a little bit, lazy on QSLing. And okay, Lou, on your third call, very interesting to see the developments. And my congratulations on working that 3 Bravo 8 station. Great, yeah, good. And Adriana Faraday Clow, yeah, interesting. So if I understood well, you got it from Amazon, I think. So that's great. Martin, yeah, that was the option that I tried with Sky Cat TD. I downloaded that, but I couldn't get it working. And maybe this echo off is something I will look into that, Martin. And congratulations on working all those satellites. That's a really, really, really good results, I think, with these egg beaters, which is amazing, very good. Unfortunately, I don't have the room here on my balcony to put egg beaters on. I don't know how to explain that to the HOA, the child. That would be good fun. Oh yeah, I lose my headphones. By the way, Luc, that we know, he has been once in our Zoom meeting, Oscar November 7 Delta Quebec. This Oscar November 7 Delta Quebec is in Echo Alpha 8, activating POTAS, Parks on the Air and worldwide fund things, NCW and NFT8. I saw him a couple of times, so if you are missing some POTAS from the Canary Islands, I think maybe it's the moment. So that's Oscar November 7 Delta Quebec and Echo Alpha 8. So I think that's most of the thing I have to cover, and I give it back to you, Jeff. Oh, I have a picture. Yeah, I have a picture. Mike 0 AUG, the group, or an 8 November Tango.
Oh, 8 November Tango in the group, M0 AUG today. Yes, fine for that, Jeff, and all the other information as well. And radio-wise, nothing to do with actual stations I received, but as Nick knows and Jeff, I've been a member of the Oldham Amateur Radio Club now for probably about 35 years, and still maintain my membership there because it was a club that I was very involved with before we moved up here to the current QTH. So tomorrow evening, Maureen and I are going down to a social evening down there, which is held annually. It's called the Fred Lees Award Evening. The award is presented to the person in the club who's decided by the members who's given the most contributions to the club. I should mention this, Fred Lees was one of the VIs during the war, military instructors, and he was one of the founder members of the Oldham Radio Club, and obviously had a very, very good career. And Steve, G0KUY, who you will hear around on the poster and things like that, was one of his pupils. And Steve used Fred used to teach Steve Morse, and they used to send it in Morse, and they used to send it in German, backwards. And that's how Steve was taught how to use Morse. So when Fred passed on, his son John, who was also licensed, took over his father's call sign, which is GB3PD, and in fact bought a gold-plated Morse key for the club, and that is presented each year rather, to the person who, in the opinion of the club members, has done most of the club in the evening. So it's a good social evening, and potato pie supper and all the usual bits and pieces down in Oldham. So that's going to be my activity tomorrow night. Right, back over to you there, Nick, and I'm assuming you might have a photograph as well this evening. G4IW in the group, M0AG.
M0AG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, thank you, Jeff. And also we've had a hello from Rachel, M1AYG, our club secretary, who's listening on YouTube, and she's just talking here as well. Yeah, back to you, Jeff, ON8NT. I use Google Chrome on Windows for logging purposes on using QRZ, and I know there is a Linux version of Google Chrome, and there are also Google Chrome extensions available both on Linux and on Windows. So if you use Google Chrome and then add the extension is called DigiQSL integration. You'll find then that you get DigiQSL integrated into QRZ logging, and literally just with having designed your QSL card to start with, or on your first QSL you send, you can then just press a button that says send QSL, and if the email address of the individual you're working is on QRZ, it then automatically afterwards sends an email to that person. So it is very, very simple and easy to use, Jeff, and I thoroughly recommend it. Yeah, like many others, I used an HP9CV when I first got active on 2 meters single sideband back in the 1970s. I haven't got my HP9CV anymore, but I do remember it with some pleasure. QSL cards, incidentally, I think the QSL Bureau is beginning to improve now with this new link up with the DARC, German Amateur Radio Club, taking over much of the administration of the central receipt and sending in and out of QSL cards to the UK. And I've noticed that we're getting QSL cards from the Bureau, and Owen M0OGR was making this point earlier on the WhatsApp group. We do seem to be getting QSL cards now, not just ones that are 2 years or perhaps sometimes older coming in through the Bureau, but more recent ones coming in as well, which is very good. And I still enjoy the paper QSL cards, and I received a new one this week from TY5FR in Pennine for a contact I had on CW earlier this year, so it was a pleasure to get that. And I forgot to mention, I mean, I generally don't enter contests, but 2 or 3 weeks ago I saw there was the UK EIDX contest on HF, and I decided I'd just make an entry for an hour on low power. So I think I've worked 25 stations across the world, and got I think I'm 77th out of 78 participants from the UK, but I didn't expect there to be any difference since it was taking place for either 12 or 24 hours. I mean, obviously you can work considerably more. But I'll tell you what appealed to me about that. It reminded me they've obviously borrowed the concept that the RSGB dropped when they used to run the 21-28 megahertz contest, where they included the fact that you sent your first 2 letters of your postcode, which ended up being a multiplier for other stations. So the idea was for stations outside of the UK to work GM and so on stations, and the benefit for those working us was that the stations could automatically get multipliers based on your postcode. So if you lived in a relatively small postcode area or rare area, then you were sought after multiplier. And I used to thoroughly enjoy that. And you ended up, with a score that included the number of contacts, and then stations that worked you would then have a multiplier for working them. So I thought the UK EIDX contest was rather good, and I've made a note of the SSB one coming up, and I may well just make an entry for a couple of hours into that, probably again on low power on SSB, and just see what I can achieve with that, just for a bit of fun really. And just one final bit of information, and I've got a photograph, Jeff, one final bit of information. Both Roger, G4UFZ, and Keith, GM4JKZ, have completed their QMX Pluses. Roger hasn't yet used his on air, but is very close to doing so, and we were chatting about that after the presentation last night on French and Spanish, and I think we'll see Roger making some contacts with that QMX Plus. So back to you, Jeff. M0, AEG in the group G4IWO.
G4IWO in the group M0, AEG returning. Yes, thanks for the reminder on the postcode one there, Nick. I remember that from many, many years ago when you used to get the postcode out for the contest, and that counted as a multiplier. Yes. All the things we've done in the past, isn't it? Interesting times. We've had some good years out of this hobby, and let's hope one way or another we get many more years to come. So thank you for the acknowledgement on the picture there, and we'll pick those up once we've just done this hospital around here. Okay, over to you there, Lou, and perhaps you confirm this week whether you've got a picture or not with what's been going on. G8JJJ in the group, M0 AEG.
M0 AUG in the group GAKJJ. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. No, I've not got a picture this evening. I just haven't had time to sort one out, but hopefully I will next time. In fact, I'll make this my last, well, it will be my last paper, but I think I'm going to go down to see how things play out. Just one point, that is the market.
This is G4IWO. We seem to have lost audio from Lou G8KJJ. He's still appearing on the XLX Reflector dashboard as being active, and you can just about make out there is a station there. So apologies, we've completely lost the input there.
G8KJJ, group M0, usually returning. Yeah, I don't know what is going on over there, Lou, in terms of interference, but the biggest part of your last time got blocked out. The nearest thing I can supply is an explanation. It sounds as if you were having a trip around inside the washing machine. There you go. So I acknowledge that you weren't able to do a picture this evening. So please, Lou, and thanks for joining the net again. I'll just pass it to you for any final on my comment. GKJJ in the group, M0AEG.
Yeah, M0AUG and the group GKJJ. Yeah, I don't know what's happened there. As far as I'm concerned, I was transmitting normally. Everything's worked fairly well up to now, so I don't know what it is. But anyway, 73s and all the best. GKJJ off and clear.
GKJJ, M0AUG. You're finding that over there. It's just one of those things there, Lou. And best wishes to the XYL. I look forward to catching up with you next week. And thanks for joining the net this evening. Over to you there, Bob, and we'll start off, Bob, once you finish this one with your picture, I think. So M4X18 in the group, M0AUG for your final plus a picture.
N4.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm sure UG with your group number 4, actually, off the table. I'll cover you except for my picture, so I send my picture now. Yes, one and I'll then both send it down, and obviously it'll save you trying to talk on the net as well. Over to you. Okey-doke, Jeff, thank you. Tonight, my picture was, I had several friends and associates attend the birthday party at Hamburg last week, and one of the ships that was in there, it was the Barkentine Lorient. Now, that is now a three-masted Barkentine, but it was purchased or built in Norway back in 1907 as a herring ship, and it's had several changes over the years. It was originally it was of course part of a fishing fleet in Norway, and later on it had a couple of modifications. It was converted to a stay-sail ship cast in 1980, and it was converted to a barkentine in 2008. So it looks quite a bit different today than it did when it was built. Also, its home port now is Amsterdam.
N4XAT.
Nice picture, Bob, thank you. 100% with me. I'll just go around the group and see where we are from there. Your comments, please, then. G4IWO, M0AG.
M0AUG, G4IWO, 100% with me. Lovely, lovely picture. And I'm sure those watching it on YouTube can see the quality of the picture as well. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Nick, and thank you, Bob, for the picture there. I'll come back to you in a minute for the final comment, Bob. I'll just go down the list. Just go to my calculator, and I know you received the picture as well. DL1 BJW, DL8 BDT. Was the picture clear for you? M0AUG.
DL1 BJW, yes, the picture was excellent. No problems at all. 100% of the first try.
Thanks very much, Mark. It was the same with me as well. Over to you for your comments, please, Martin G4WJX in the group, M0AUG.
Yep, all good here. Very nice cruise ship, that is. Very, very nice.
Thanks very much, Martin, and over to Jeff. Oscar November 8, November Tango, M0AUG.
100% from the first time, and a beautiful, beautiful picture. I really like the ship there. Okay, back to you, Jeff.
Absolutely superb picture, that is, and thanks very, very much indeed for that there, Bob. Okay, Bob, thank you for being with us this evening. I hope your health improves over the next week, and we look forward to catching up with you next week to see how you went on with your posters. We will come back with you for comments on the last few pictures that are coming through, so you can see what others have to do. And with that, it's over to you there, Martin. That's your picture. G4WJX in the group, M0AG.
Yeah, from G4WJX, just a quick comment. MSK144. I've done a bit of that.
even with a fixed antenna and even with a dipole, you can get all over Europe if you're patient enough, both on 2 meters and 6 meters. And the Faraday cloth, I've got that spread over my loft so that all the aerials in the loft don't put too much signal down into the house. Anyway, here comes this picture. It was taken last week. We have tawny owls that nest in the area, but it's always a difficult thing to find them. But last week I found one of them sitting out in one of the trees. So here it comes. If I can just get it to do it. There we go. Here it comes. Beautiful picture there, Martin. Thanks. 100% first time round. Over to you, Jeff, for comments. I think it's empty in the group. M0AEG.
Perfect copy and a beautiful picture. Really great. Thank you, Martin. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. It is a superb picture, isn't it? And what I'll just do now, we'll upset the apple cart now, so I'll go back to Nick so that you can do a wrap, but also at the end of that, Nick, would you like to send your picture? G4IWO in the group, M0AEG.
M0AEG in the group from G4IWO. Yeah, first of all, a lovely picture from Martin, 100% copy here, beautiful colours and really, really excellent picture. Thank you, Jeff. Well, thank you everyone for the net this evening. Jeff for taking control as always, and for all our participants. Always interesting and good to get together, even where radio conditions have not been so good. We still managed all to be doing various things, which is great news. And I've been following the satellite contacts with a great deal of interest, and something that not yet tried myself, and probably need to do so in the near future. So I had taken a photograph, but I think I shared the couple of pictures a couple of weeks ago on the net of the QSL card. So I took one of the front and the reverse as they arrived today and posted them in the WhatsApp group. And I was going to post the reverse side picture on the net here, but when Bob N4X18 mentioned the Oldenburg Shanty Singers, and before Mike had looked it up on the internet, I had a quick dive into the internet and discovered the Oldenburg Shanty Choir and the photograph that they'd posted of their poster of the 50 years of the choir from 1974 to 2024. And the picture was so lovely, I thought I'd make that my photograph. So I'm going to send that picture. I'm going to finish this bit. So good night to everybody, and those watching on YouTube. Hope you've enjoyed the net this evening. As always, it's been really, really interesting. And Andy 20REE has just commented as well about the QSL card. He was very pleased to see the quality of that. And so nice to see Andy and Rachel and Barry. Barry, I hope if you're still there, M3TLJ, that you've enjoyed our Club Radio Net. Everyone is welcome, by the way, so that we've got listeners on YouTube. If you do want to participate directly, you can do so through Reflector XLX305D. Various routes for you to get there. If you've got a DStar or DMR radio, if you've got any problems making access, do let us know, and I'm sure one of our group here will be able to give you some assistance. So, right, I'm going to just sign off on the audio, and I'm going to go back and send my photograph. So this is G4IWO, stand by.
Thanks very much, Nick. 100% with me. I'll just go over to Bob for his columns. N4XATM0AG. 100%, Nick. And also, Martin, I really wish I could make my pictures as high quality as you make yours. But both yours and Nick, both of them were 100%. Back to you, Jeff. And 4XAT on the group M0AG. Thanks very much for coming on the net this evening, Bob. I know you've not been 100% tonight. Hope you're better next week. Always, as always, best wishes, and look forward to catching up with you next time around. 7-3 for now. Over to you there, Mike and Adriana, for comments on both Martin's picture and Nick's there. DL1BJW with DLABDT in the group, M0AG.
DL1BJW, yes, excellent pictures all around. And the shanty choir there from Oldenburg seems to look for a new leader. And perhaps there's something to think about, HI, but not really. I'm famous for having tried to wreck singing lessons everywhere I took them up. And as they say, I can sing whole churches empty. I'm not quite sure what is the right expression in English for it, but I'm awful in singing. So nothing for me, but very nice listening to them, I'm sure about it, and we will further this up and keep you posted, HI. So excellent photo also there, and also about the owl there. We'll take the opportunity to say 73s to all, and thank you for your input, for your information, and very nice company. 73 from Delta Lima 1 Bravo Juliet Whiskey, passing the microphone for a very short goodbye to Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango.
Yeah, this is Delta Lima 8 Bravo Delta Tango. Yes, very nice pictures, and the Chanty Choir pictures were very good, and also the previous picture with the owl, very, very good. Yes, goodbye from Oldenburg to all of you, 73 and 88. Hope to see you soon down the log or at the Zoom meeting or next week on Digital Net. Thank you, Jeff, for hosting the net, and all the best to all of you. Bye-bye. This was Delta Lima 8 Bravo, Delta Tango, handing the microphone back to M0 AUG 7388.
DLX BGT with DL1 BJW in the group, M0AG returning. Yes, thank you for your contributions tonight, both of you, as always. And I think the expression you were looking for there, Mike, your singing could probably empty a church, which is the same if my singing was there. I can't sing either. I know that my singing would empty a church. So I think that was what the expression you were looking for. Over to you for comments on next photograph there, Martin. G4WJX in the group, M0AG. Yeah, from G4WJX, yeah, all 100% here, no problem. So yes, best wishes to everybody, and I shall catch you in about 4 weeks or so. I shall be disappearing for a short while. Bye for now. WGX in the group M0AG. Thanks for your contributions there, Martin, and we'll catch up with you in a few weeks' time. I'll probably ring you back on in a couple of minutes when we've seen what Jeff's going to put up there. So over to you, Jeff, for your picture. Oscar November 8, November Tango in the group, M0AG.
M0AUG, the group, over 8 November Tango. First of all, thank you very much, Jeff, for hosting the net. It was very interesting again, and the last picture was brilliant. It really came up for 100%. And I'm a very good singer actually, but Oldenburg is a little bit far away. It's a little bit in the family. I had a sister who was an opera singer, so yeah, that's another story I think. But I'm a very good singer actually. Okay, though, the picture that I will show this evening is from a open air railway museum, which is very near to my place here. It's about 10 kilometers from here. And they showed in the last weekend, there was an open day in the museum. They showed one of the trains they have renovated, and they also shown a bridge. Actually, it's more like a lift. It's a lift which lifts up the rails over a canal so that the boats can passing by. So they also renovated that bridge. So it's a combination of the train running over or driving over the bridge. So here is the picture coming. QH.
On 810 group M0AG. Quite a lot of blocks, Jeff. Do you want to send again, please? Just 2 blocks in the sky, Jeff, but it doesn't distract from the picture. It's a nice picture after the train of a lift there. Now back to you, 08 November Tango, M0AUG.
Okay, Jeff. Is it just in the first lines at the top?
No, it's probably about lines, probably lines 5 and 6, I would suspect, back to you.
Okay, I will try to send those lines just again, that very short QRX.
One of them cleared, Jeff, and the other one didn't. But it's over on the right-hand side, probably 6, 7, 8. But it doesn't detract from the picture, because it's in the sky. Back to you.
Okay, Roger, Roger. Jeff, no problem. Strange. Okay, let's see the reports of the other people.
Thanks, Jeff. Over to you, Nick, G4IWO M0AUG.
M0AUG from G4IWO. Yeah, exactly the same as you, Jeff. I ended up with just one missing block where there were 2 after Jeff sent those in. But it doesn't detract in any way at all from the train, which you can see, which looks superb in that picture. Back to you.
I agree, it doesn't spoil the picture at all, and the train is superb, as you say. Over to you for comment there, Bob. N4XAT in the group, M0AUG.
This N4XAT, I had exactly the same problem. On the second transmission, it filled in a lot of the blocks, but I'm still missing, I think, 3 blocks, one all the way on the right, probably around block 6 line down, and the 7th line down, 8th line down, or the 5th, 6th, and 7th, right in that area. But the train is fine, so no need to resend it for me. Thank you. Back to you, Jeff, and thanks for running the net. And this is N4XAT.
Thanks, Bob. HNT in the group, M0AG. Do you want to resend for Bob's benefit, Jeff?
Yeah, sure. Here it comes, QRX. I will send it again.
Thanks, Jeff, 100% with me. Over to you, Bob, N4XAT.
That's fine. I'm just missing 1 block now, and it's all the way on the right in the sky. So it's, thank you very much, and good evening, and we'll catch you sometime next week. 73 all.
73, Bob, and thanks for being part of the net as usual. For your comments and Mike and Adriana, DL1BJW, DL8BDT, M0AG.
DL1BJW. Now at the last over, it's become very clear and 100%. Before that, there were quite a lot of blocks missing, but no problem at all left. So very nice picture indeed.
Thanks there, Mike. It is a nice picture indeed, and thank you for Jeff for doing that. And over to you there, Martin, for your comment, G4WJX, M0AG.
Yep, all good here, 100%, and it's nice and detailed as well. Good picture of the train there. 73 old. Catch you in about a month.
Thanks there, Martin. Agreed. It's a very, very clear picture, and the details are very good indeed. And enjoy whatever you're doing in the next month, and we'll catch up with you then. Thanks for joining on that. He has a good result. I'll just see if Keith's been monitoring at all. GO4JKZ group. Have you been monitoring at all, Keith? M0AG. No, Keith's obviously labouring hard, and before his other half comes back for the weekend. So, fine. Thank you, everybody, for joining the net this evening. It's been a really good net. One or two of our regulars missing this week, but no matter at all. And thank you for everybody for their contributions. So with that, we'll sign off the Pennine Ham Digital Net for another week. And this is M0AG from the File Coast on West Lancashire, saying 7-3 to all. Take care, and we'll catch up with you either on the Zoom meeting, or we'll catch up with you on the net next week. 7-3.